Today I am going to show you how to make buttercream by hand. So this is without any mixers, purely with a fork and a bowl. You will need 115 grams of icing sugar, 50 grams of butter, and about 1 tablespoon of a liquid. I have chosen milk, but you can add flavourings at this point if you like. So you could add orange juice for an orange buttercream, you could add vanilla extract for a vanilla buttercream, you could use part of your liquid as a colouring. So if you want to colour it a certain colour, you can use it for that, but we want approximately about a tablespoon of a liquid to add. So the important thing about this buttercream recipe is that our butter needs to be room temperature. So if it's too cold, we're not going to be able to mix the butter in. So you need to make sure that you leave it out at room temperature for at least half an hour, just to let that butter soften. So in a bowl, to your icing sugar, add your butter. Then you want to press down with a fork so you mix the butter into the icing sugar. I do it this way to keep the icing sugar dust down. So with buttercream, I would never recommend using a hand mixer because it tends to kick the icing sugar up, and then you're going to have a lot of icing sugar dust everywhere, which isn't nice to breathe in, but also makes quite the mess. So with buttercream, I tend to use a stand mixer because it has a little cover over it, so I can just pop it in, let it whiz and walk away. But I am conscious that people don't have the equipment like I do to be able to make buttercream. So I want to show you that you can make your own buttercream just using a fork, a bowl and a little bit of elbow grease. So by doing it this way, by pushing the butter into the icing sugar, you're keeping that icing sugar dust down, and then you're mixing your butter into your icing sugar. This is why it's important to make sure that butter is room temperature. Just mix that butter in as much as you possibly can do. It should incorporate all that icing sugar in. And then once it's as mixed as you can get it, we then want to start adding our liquid, a little bit at a time. So it is easier to add more liquid than take liquid away. If you do add too much liquid and you find your buttercream goes runny, add icing sugar to it and that will help bring it back. So just keep adding your liquid until you find it's a nice creamy spreadable consistency. It's very tempting to leave it quite tough so then it keeps shape, especially if you're going to be piping it, but for the sake of your sanity, it is better to have it slightly spreadable. Not that I know, but I know. So just keep adding that liquid until it's a nice spreadable consistency. Once your buttercream is ready, you can then use it on whatever project you want to use it on. And there you have it. That's how you make buttercream by hand without any equipment.